Cabrini Green was a veritable war zone for the residents that lived there.
I was involved in gangs early on, elementary school. It was kind of the natural order of things.
Trapped between gangs, violence, and drugs, life for the residents of the Cabrini Green housing projects was a constant struggle.
Okay, so throughout the journey of growing up in the Cabrini Green projects, definitely some friends got shot, some friends got killed, some friends shot other people.
In the struggle for daily survival, education was forgotten.
Throughout his high school career, I just remember the numerous of times he would leave home in the morning and come back within 10 minutes saying that he just got shot at.
When I was going to school with my friends, my mother would get up and make sure that I'm out of the house by a certain time to avoid being in the middle of crossfire.
One of the things that made the situation worse was the isolation of Cabrini. I felt that growing up around so much plenty, but then within this microcosm, we were just so poor. We felt as if, we didn't belong in certain cases.
During my childhood, there were other family members and their kids that also had to move in with us because of hardships they may have had. So our house was never just the three of us.
For some, the influence of a determined parent steered them away from dangerous street activities and towards education and career goals.
One of the first programs I was involved in was the Chicago Youth Program. I was about 8 years old. I was able to meet Dr. Joe, who basically had been a mentor up to now, working with different med students and law students who were the volunteers. It opened up a new world for us, having people from outside of the community coming in and really being in our best interest and hanging out with us, taking us on different trips, made a lasting impression. One of the reasons I decided to go to med school myself.
While opportunities to strong educational resources were scarce, other sources were just as instrumental, including mentors and family influences.
At one point in time, I tell you this story, and it's a great story because it really shows how my mother played a huge part with me being in this environment. When I was around 6 years old, a friend came to the house and asked, "Can I go outside?" Said, "Yeah, you can go outside," but she said, "Do not go across the street." So at that moment, what did I do? So I go across the street to the basketball court. I went inside the house, and this was the first and last time my mother ever hit me. And she said, so she hit me and said, "Be a leader." But when she said, "Be a leader" at that moment, instantly, for the rest of my life, even now, I walk into boardrooms and I hear her saying, "Be a leader."
So I have my grandmother who has played a tremendous role into the woman I am today. I do have a 6-year-old daughter. My grandmother was an advocate for my education. When I was in high school, I was not allowed to work like my other friends who had a job. My grandmother always told me that I can get a job after I turned 18, but my education was way more important because of the background that I grew up around, and she was advocating for my education, and she did not want me to be a product of my previous environment.
My tutor used to write math questions on the board at the University of Chicago, and for years, because I kept the same tutor for 3 years, I would go in thinking that I was solving college problems, and it was really the tutor writing a different problem up there for me every day. So that made me feel like if I can answer a college math question, I should be in college. So it was actually having me in a college setting, sitting me at the University of Chicago Law School, being there in the seat, like, wow, I can sit in this chair, I belong here.
Having access to mentors like these was often instrumental towards enabling them to be the first in their families to go to college.
Everyone from the youth program, we all had the same vision. We knew that after high school, there was something bigger for us.
Being at Morehouse, it was a safe environment. I was encouraged all the time. I never felt that I was in danger.
We went to Bradley University, I want to say probably my sophomore year of high school. And from there, I was just totally sold. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I should be in college.
So those seeds when I was at that age were great because I was able to have access from the Chicago Youth Program where they take us to the zoo, take us to various places, and just give us access to different places anywhere outside of the neighborhood. And that exposure made me want more.
Few economically disadvantaged African American college students completed their degree. Having a job during college in their chosen career field helped them persevere to graduation.
My goal growing up was never to become a medical doctor. That was never a dream of mine. It kind of came to me in the process of growing up. But I worked as an anesthesia technician, and I worked in an OR where I really got a chance to learn medicine, anesthesia in particular, and surgery. Working in an OR at a hospital that was actually our community's hospital.
I remember trying to figure out what did I want to do. I reached back to Chicago Youth Programs and I interviewed for a position for the Washington Park Community Coordinator. I did get that position back in 2007 and I stayed with the organization, so I full circled.
After suffering through parental drug abuse, Danita Lowe moved in with her grandmother, where she was able to heal and focus on education. James Lockhart learned to navigate the gang culture in his violent corner of Cabrini Green while pursuing a medical career. Stephanie Price faced drug abuse and gangs daily. She found sanctuary and a path out of poverty through positive mentors. Diamond McNulty was determined to develop and execute a career plan. Resisting temptations, he sought the help of and guidance of many positive mentors along the way. Today, Danita is an administrator of the ENT division of Lurie Children's Hospital. James will graduate from Howard Medical School in June 2020. Stephanie is now a successful leasing agent. She continues to live in the community she grew up in as a model of success for the youth. Diamond has been a tireless advocate and mentor for at-risk youth through many catering companies he owns and McNulty International. He promotes youth nutrition through his Chef Diamond character and book series.